Okay, here is my mongoose. I decided to make a drift trike with it, and I looked on YouTube to see if anybody else had some homemade ones, and obviously there's a ton. I don't really like what I was seeing online, so I figured I'd throw on a video for anybody else who wanted to look. I pretty much the only metal that I added was the rear axle I made. But other than that, every piece came from the bicycle itself. The front brake is now the throttle, and I ran that back here and juried up a little mount. So instead of a twist throttle, because it's kind of hard to turn the handlebars and keep it twisted, now I can go ahead and use the brake to squeeze the gas. I bought 2 bearings, and I machined this plate right here and made it so the bearing could press in, and then I got these collars at the hardware store, and that way I was able to remove the axle and reinstall it whenever I want without welding it in place. When I cut the bike, the tube that normally comes from the seat right here down to the back is actually this piece now. And I just cut a couple of slots and slipped it over and welded it. And you can see that's in the back there on the left of the screen is where the seat used to stick up. And yeah, I threaded the end of my axle, so when I tightened down those bolts, it crushed the bearings, so now the wheel's stationary with the axle instead of a coaster. But I could easily put in a couple of spacers and take the motor off and turn it into gravity only. This exhaust pipe that I made so the exhaust doesn't blow right at my back anymore, I made this pipe out of the bicycle seat down tube, drilled some holes in the side to make it a little bit quieter. And a lot of people are wondering about the governor. You don't really need to do anything except disconnect it from the throttle, and it'll sit here and move as the engine revs up. But once it's disconnected, it really has nothing to do with it anymore. So it doesn't affect it at all sitting there. And yeah, I haven't been able to ride it yet because I'm waiting for Amazon to ship me my clutch. I got one for $22, which I figured was a screaming deal. And yeah, so there it is. I had a 3-piece crank on the bike, so I was actually able to steal the sprocket. And I put 2 more of those collars, and I drilled a pin right there that goes through the sprocket and the collar on the other side, so it's stationary. And once the chain, and I put on the clutch and figure out where the chain is, I can adjust this back and forth. And then also the motor, I oversize the holes under there so the engine actually adjusts to tighten up the chain and line everything up straight. So there's my little goofy project toy for kids to play with, and including myself. Also, I made this little white trash seat. Just took a 5-gallon bucket and heated up the plastic with just a propane torch, and wore some leather gloves and was able to fold over the plastic so it doesn't dig into you at all. And yeah, it's really strong. It doesn't flex. No other bracing was needed. And there's my project. I'll post another video once my clutch gets here and I'm out riding. Oh yeah, I just need to put the PVC over the tires. So 2 little things and party on. Alright guys, hope you like it.